Banks are quietly tightening the banking system and nobody's talking about it. Let me tell you something politicians will never say out loud. The government can go trillions of dollars into debt during a war, but if you carry a $2,000 credit card balance, banks treat you like a financial criminal. And right now, tensions are rising between the United States and Iran, and with Donald Trump dominating headlines again, most Americans are completely missing the real financial danger. Because wars don't just happen overseas, they show up in your gas tank, your grocery bill, and eventually your credit report and credit scores. And later in this video, I'm going to show you something banks quietly do during economic crises that can drop people's credit scores even if they never miss a payment. Most Americans have no idea this still even exists. There are going to be 6 very important parts to this video that you do not want to miss, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Part number 1, war always hits energy first. When war breaks out in the Middle East, global markets panic, and the reason is simple. Oil. Oil powers the entire global economy, transportation, shipping, airlines, manufacturing, and let's not forget food distribution. Because when oil prices spike, everything gets more expensive. But the real problem isn't just oil itself. The real problem is where that oil travels. In part number 2, we're going to cover something very important, the Strait of Hormuz. About 20% of the world's oil supply passes through a narrow shipping lane called the Strait of Hormuz. And guess who sits right next to it? Iran. And if that route is disrupted even temporarily, oil prices could spike overnight. And when oil spikes, gas prices spike, shipping costs spike, airline tickets spike, food prices spike. Now, we have a huge problem here because the Strait of Hormuz has come to a complete standstill. Let's put the video up on the screen so everyone can see what it truly looks like and where we're at as of the 5th of March. Now, by the time this video drops, it's going to be at a complete dead stop. But right now, very little is moving through. Let's take a look. As you can see right there, heavy traffic coming through as normal. All of the world's oil traveling starts to slow down, and here we are. This is really bad. This is a global crisis. This isn't just about America. This is a global impact that is happening in real time. Now let's put it up on the screen right here so you can see it. This is an actual heat map from Fact Post News. So these are the states with biggest gas price increases following Trump's Iran attacks. So South Dakota, 32.6 cents. North Dakota, 34 cents. Iowa, 35 cents. Illinois, 31 cents. Indiana, 35. West Virginia, 35. Georgia, 37 cents. Ohio, 34. Louisiana, 39 cents. And Oklahoma, 34 cents. Let me know in the comments, has your area been affected? Are you seeing gas price spikes already? Because we're saying this is just the beginning, but it's gonna get worse, ladies and gentlemen. I want everyone to prepare. This is not to fearmonger you. This is so that you are prepared as to what is to come. And suddenly, the cost of living starts climbing fast, which brings us to the next domino, inflation. Part number 3 is inflation spreads quickly and fast. We watched this exact chain reaction during the Russia-Ukraine war. If you remember, when that happened, everything exploded. People want to blame it on the Biden administration, which rightfully so, because he was in office. But during the Russia and Ukraine war, energy prices surged, transportation costs surged, then grocery prices exploded. Inflation spread through the economy like wildfire. And when inflation rises, the Federal Reserve starts getting nervous. But the scariest part of this entire chain reaction isn't gas prices or groceries, it's what happens to credit. And we'll get to that in a minute. Part number 4 is what I call the interest rate trap that we need to talk about. When inflation rises, the Federal Reserve usually keeps interest rates higher. The higher rates affect pretty much everything. Credit cards, auto loans, mortgages, business loans. Suddenly borrowing money becomes expensive. And let's be honest, interest rates are already expensive. Everything is already elevated. And when consumers start struggling with debt payments, banks start getting nervous, which leads to the next stage. Part number 5 is called the shock stat reset. Here's a statistic most Americans don't know. During the 2008 financial crisis, banks slashed billions of dollars in credit limits almost overnight. And honestly, closed a bunch of credit cards also, not just limits. People literally woke up one day and their available credit had been cut in half. even if they never missed a payment. And something similar can happen whenever the financial system gets nervous, which brings us to what banks do next. Part number 6 is what I call the credit crunch or the credit squeeze. Banks love lending money when the economy is stable, but when uncertainty rises, they slam the brakes, credit limits shrink, and loan approvals drop. Interest rates climb, underwriting gets stricter. This is called credit tightening, and it can affect even people with good credit scores. It doesn't matter who you are. Ask me how I know, because it happened to me. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using DisputeBeast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that comes with a 110% money back guarantee. But specifically to Luis. Luis's credit score went up 261 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. And Jency's credit score went up 225 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. But let's not forget James. James's credit score went up 207 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. DisputeBeast's link is going to be in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments for anyone that needs to fix their credit. But let me ask you something. Do you think Americans should worry about the financial impact of wars like this? Or do you think the economy is strong enough to handle it? Drop your opinions in the comments for me, because this conversation is happening across the entire country right now. Now, finally, part number 7, we're gonna talk about the government debt hypocrisy, because now here's the truth that makes a lot of people really angry. During wars, governments borrow massive amounts of money, sometimes trillions. But when everyday Americans carry debt, banks punish them with higher interest rates and stricter lending. Think about that contradiction for a second. Governments can run massive deficits during wars, but households are expected to keep perfect credit utilization. That imbalance is one reason economic stress hits the middle class so hard during global crises. But let's shift gears a little bit here to talk about oil, because now imagine oil jumping to $120 to $150 per barrel. Last part's the most important. A lot of people may not be informed to understand that the price of a barrel of oil is what determines what you pay at the pump. So if barrels spike to 120 per barrel, gas prices surge, inflation rises again, interest rates may stay higher longer, markets get volatile, that means your investments, and banks tighten credit standards. That combination squeezes household finances from multiple directions. Now let's talk about what smart people do. Now here's something most people never talk about. Financially savvy people don't just panic during uncertainty, they prepare. They strengthen their credit profiles, they reduce high interest debt, they build emergency reserves, they focus on financial flexibility. But economic disruptions often reward people who prepare early. This is where credit unions come in for the win, because they can help you eliminate that high interest debt with a personal loan. So this is why it's super important to bank with a credit union and not a traditional bank, because you can shift that high interest debt into one monthly payment at a lower cost. A personal loan is the only true way to consolidate high interest debt and get yourself out of that debt cycle. So it's very important. 2 takeaways from this is strengthen your credit profile and get rid or reduce high interest debt as fast as you possibly can before it's too late. I will drop a link in the video description for anyone that needs to look at their options if they don't have a credit union to try to reduce high interest debt with credit cards using a personal loan. I'm gonna say what nobody else wants to say. I'm gonna repeat it again. Tighten up your budget. Make sure that your credit is in pristine shape, because lending is going to get super tight. Brokerages are literally locking people out of their money. BlackRock has limited how much people can pull out of their investments. It's already beginning. So by the time you watch this video, it's probably already too late. I cannot stress enough to you, tighten up your credit, make sure your credit is on point in case you need to use it, because lending is going to get scarce. I'm not saying this to fearmonger. I'm not saying this to put fear in you. I'm just trying to prepare you as much as I possibly can and give you the proper information to keep you ready all the time. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think these tensions with Iran could trigger another inflation crisis? Do you think banks will tighten credit again? Or do you think the economy can handle it? Because understanding how money and credit work might be the one most valuable financial skill anyone can learn. And if you have any collections, charge-offs, or negative items that you need to delete from your credit reports, make sure to watch this video right here, because it's gonna show you how AI will do all the work for you, mail your letters, and it comes with a 110% money back guarantee and a free credit analysis to show you what's hurting your credit and let you fix it instantly. And if you feel that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.